And that's my problem with self-improvement. Like many people who get into the world of self-help, I had a tough period in my life. Spent my high school years basically not doing anything but wasting my time smoking, feeling pretty shitty without even asking why. Years of stagnation and purposeless pursuit of nothing accumulated and grew into a deep void that wasn't addressed until it became too much for a competitive guy like me to ignore. I gained weight, my ex dumped me, but the most difficult thing was my dreadful self-talk and my negative vision towards the future. I was lost. I needed a change, I needed answers. So I started reading books. A book after book, it became an obsession. I remember myself ordering 4 books while thinking about my next order. I felt what I call the education trap. Education that is not executed becomes entertainment. But I felt great. I visualized my future all day long. I imagined my success. I avoided negativity in all costs. I would walk down the street thinking that I've already won, without even starting the game, without even choosing a game. I've looked at other people thinking about how empty their lives are, how unenlightened they are, feeling that I was able to escape the matrix.
Put your head down and just work hard.
I hustled,
work like hell. I mean, you just have to.
work hard until it blew up. Without rest, our body turns on the fight or flight response but is prevented from turning it off again. This produces constant anxiety and overreaction to stimulation, followed by a paradoxical response called learned helplessness, in which victims apparently lose all motivation. After a long period of time of bombarding my brain with tons of information, of not allowing myself any kind of rest or fun, of constant visualizations that made me feel like a king, I've become so obsessed about the future that I forgot that there was a present moment that was happening right now. I remember catching myself finishing a meal in something like 20 seconds when I realized there was something wrong. At that period of time, I remember talking to a friend, telling him about my dreams to be rich and successful, and I even asked him what language should I learn after I become rich. And then he said something like, "Bro, you're always talking about the future. You're always talking about what you are going to do. But what about now?" "What do you mean?" I asked him. "Well, execution is actually the hardest part. You should ask yourself what you can do now." My ego started turning my stomach upside down. What a negative person. He's jealous. I'll show him when I succeed. Those books told me to avoid negativity. He just doesn't understand that I'm building my foundation. And after 2 or 3 days, I realized he is right. Research shows that while goal visualizations are important, after a certain point they actually trick our brain and confuse it between actual progress. There's a story about an election to the governorship of California in 1934 when one of the candidates published a book named I, Governor of California and How I Ended Poverty. However, after publishing this book, it looked like he lost interest to the campaign. In his imagination, he was already governor of California, so why even bother and try to make it happen? And that's my problem with self-improvement. Self-improvement is a $10 billion industry, and in order for them to grow, they don't need you to actually start your business, and they don't need you to actually do anything. All they need you is to buy the next book or sign up to the next event. If you are not careful, it's so easy to get into an avalanche of disconnection from the real world and disconnection from your true self. It also makes you feel bad for feeling bad. You're supposed to be always happy, you're supposed to be always positive, and I remember that in my life when I couldn't be always happy and I couldn't be always positive, which is totally natural, I felt bad and I felt weak. And that's a problem of self-improvement. That feeling of not doing things right just gets you into this fight or flight. You get into no creativity, no progress, no results. And I'm not saying that self-help is a waste of time. At the beginning of my journey, it was essential for me to understand the key principles of people who accomplish things in life. However, after a certain point, it actually starts to interfere with your progress, and that's why I'm making this video. Self-help is like driving lessons. Once you get it, go and take exams. What did I learn during those 2 years? First of all, mental health comes first. At the beginning of a journey, we feel that the faster we will go, the faster we will get to our destination. Yeah, I can function on 3 hours of sleep. I will rest when I'm rich. That is a fucked up way, and it might be what's holding you back. That restlessness, that obsession about business ideas eventually lead to exhaustion and feeling of helplessness when you don't understand what you did wrong. You gave everything. However, when you are constantly on fight or flight, you cannot be creative. It hurts your ability to actually build the important relationships that can actually take you forward, and you're obsessed and you're lost in your thoughts. And most importantly, it's not sustainable. Maybe Elon Musk can do it, maybe Gary Vee can do it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't be 24/7 just on the hunt. I need time to rest and I need time to recharge my energies in order to do my work effectively. I realized that 3 hours of walk when I'm fully concentrated are so much better than even 6 or 7 hours when I'm just shooting to all directions. And that's an important point to understand. Stop writing your story with somebody else's pen. Try different systems and different routines in order to find what fits to you. What fits to you might not fit for me and vice versa. And find a system that makes you productive, not just busy. There is no destination. What do you mean? I have goals and I'm gonna crush them. Yeah, you are, and I truly believe in you. And I think that goals are important but somehow misinterpreted. People look at goals like doors to heaven, and it's a mistake that leads only to heartbreak. Heaven is chasing those goals. Heaven is being lost in your walk and doing work that you feel is significant and uplifting. I see goals as a compass that lead my direction and make sure that I'm not distracted by too many things. Once you realize where you want to be, focus on the tiny step you can take in that direction and trying to enjoy those steps and growth. You are not special. That's a problem of self-help. Self-help books make you feel superior over other people. I know that in my case, it made my ego go wild. Let's make it clear. You are not special. I am not special. And it's the best fucking thing in the world. Because with the affirmation culture and the self-convincing of our superiority, we subconsciously avoid situations that might harm this belief. And I know it sounds exaggerated, but it's not. We will keep away people who are better than us. We will keep away people who are smarter than us. We will keep away people we actually want in our life because we don't want to feel inferior. However, when we understand that we are not special, we will want to be the dumbest fucks in the room because then we will improve. Then we will ask questions. Then we will actually grow because we cannot learn something we already know, and self-help books might make you feel that way. So at the end of the day, self-help helped me a lot. It was very important for me at the beginning. However, after a certain point of time, you need to make sure that you're executing the things you learn and that you are not becoming the king of your own bubble. And I do believe that only extraordinary efforts bring to extraordinary results, but in order to perform on an extraordinary level for a long period of time, you need to build a system that works for you. Not for me, not for him, for you. Stop writing your story with other people's pens. Try different systems and find a system that makes you enjoy the process. Fall in love with the process of seeking your goal and reading your day-to-day struggles. Focus on your daily goals and small wins and make sure you are enjoying the game. Thank you so much for watching. Wow, today was tough. I went out, I tried to shoot and tried to just interview people and just did not have the courage to own it and to just ask them the question I needed to ask. I'm just felt shy and embarrassed. I don't know why. It's something about the vibe and your mental state at the moment, but